fro, you know.
Ugh, kitchen ants, runaway roaches, a spider. Relax, just use Zevo. Zevo insect killer sprays use a powerful blend of mint and rosemary to eliminate those pests and up to 20 other bug types. Plus, Zevo is safe for use around people and pets when used as directed. Just spray the bugs and wipe them away. Zevo, people friendly, bug deadly.
Moms and dads, do you wish you could know where your kids' shoes are at all times? Now you can with Skechers' newest Apple AirTag compatible sneakers, Find My Skechers. There's a clever hidden AirTag compartment under the shoe's insole. It's sleek, secure, and your child can't feel or see it. Then you can check where your kids' shoes are on the Find My app. Plus, they're available for boys and girls. Get Find My Skechers at Skechers.com, a Skechers store near you, or wherever kids' shoes are sold. Apple AirTags sold separately.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with Pat from Train about how his outlook on life has improved.
I don't feel that stress like I used to. I don't feel like out of place anymore. But I think it wouldn't have happened without maybe this change of attitude. You know, my attitude has been more like, hey, I can't do any more than just my best. And someday somebody's going to get it. And I think that the person who needed to get it the most was me. Once you go like, oh, that's right, it wasn't other people who needed to appreciate what I do, it was me. And then I got my confidence back.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more of Train and all your favorite artists.
Number 1 on your car radio preset hand, the new and improved iHeartRadio app. WINCA Miami, WMIB-FM HD2 Fort Lauderdale. Free never sounded so good. We are Fox Sports. Here's what you need to know on Fox Sports 940 Miami.
The Marlins resume their longest road trip of the year tonight, opening 3-game series in Cleveland. Losers of 6 to their last 8. The Fish are set to send Jansen Junk to the Hill, looking for his 7th win of the season. Coverage here on Fox Sports 940 Miami begins at 6. The Dolphins had a walkthrough in Detroit this morning, getting ready for a pair of joint practices tomorrow and Thursday against the Lions. Defensive back Cam Smith and Dante Trader were back in uniform today and are expected to suit up this week. Coach Mike McDaniel said today Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and Jalen Phillips are day-to-day. The Hurricanes back at practice this morning, their first since Sunday's scrimmage. Ruben Bain, who along with Francis Mauigoa were nominated today for the Lombardi Award given to the country's top lineman, offensive or defensive, feels the defensive line has shown versatility so far. Real Madrid has asked FIFA and the UEFA not to approve the December matchup between Barcelona and Villarreal at Hard Rock Stadium, claiming an unfair sporting advantage, wanting the game to be played in Spain. This afternoon, the Miami Heat and Orlando Magic announced they'll play a preseason game Saturday, October 4th in Puerto Rico, the first visit to the island for a game since 2006. I'm Eric Rodriguez, Fox Sports 940 Miami.
From Fox Sports 940, Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
1-1. He might have hit one out of the ballpark there. Out to right and deep. Second deck. He squared the bunt 2 pitches ago. And Kyle Stowers rips number 16 into the seats. Tied at 1, bottom 2.
Miami Marlins baseball is on deck.
Pitch to Connor Norby. He drills out to right center and deep. Frelick back. Track wall. It is gone. Connor Norby. He's getting right. 1-1 pitch. That one hammered out to left center field and deep. Martian Rojas back. They're looking up, and it's gone. Wag attack. A 2-run homer.
Marlins on deck. Brought to you by ADT, the official smart security partner of the Miami Marlins, and Norwegian Cruise Line. Experience more at sea. Let's head out to the ballpark. Here's your host, Steven Strong.
All right. Nice job, Ahmed. Welcome. We are live from Progressive Field in Cleveland, Ohio on an 84-degree Tuesday night. You're listening to Miami Marlins baseball on the radio, Fox Sports 940 Miami. Game 119 of 162. Miami begins the second leg of this 3-city road trip fresh off a day off yesterday in the land, and it was needed. The Marlins were chased out of Atlanta, dropping 4 of 5 over the weekend, and the journey doesn't get any easier as the Fish face off against one of the hottest teams out of the break in the Cleveland Guardians. We are pumped to bring you Game 1 of this 3-game interleague set between the 61 and 56 Cleveland Guardians and your 57 and 61 Miami Marlins. Jansen Junk, 29-year-old right-hander, fresh off his 6th win of the season last Wednesday against the Astros, will make his first career start against the Guardians. He will go opposite Logan Allen, 26-year-old left-hander, who will settle into his 22nd start of the year. Former FIU Panther, shout out to him. We are getting going tonight at 6:40 right here on the Marlins Radio Network. Hi, everyone. Thanks for making Marlins on Deck a part of your Tuesday night with Jack McMullen and Gabby Sanchez. I'm Steven Strom. Got a cool show for you ahead. We'll talk about where both teams are at, but of course, I have to thank you for your participation. We will hear from Clayton McCullough and Jack McMullen on the bounce back. We'll get you at the count with Junk and Allen. We'll have some storylines with Jack in segment 4. Our Expo question today at Marlins Radio and Steve's Guarantee to Victor. I've been looking forward to doing where both teams are at because I feel like the analogy is pretty killer. Cleveland is the Iowa of football, the Gonzaga of basketball. Whatever analogy you want to use for a team you write off in the beginning of every season, and then all of a sudden when the postseason starts, they are there or in the thick of it. That is the Cleveland Guardians. Stephen Vogt's team was 3-under at the All-Star break. They've went 15-7 so far in the second half. They were at a deficit that looked incredibly steep in the AL Central. It was a 15.5-point separation between the Cleveland Guardians and the first place Detroit Tigers. All of a sudden, it's 6.5, and they are 1 spot back in the American League wild card. They have posted a 21-8 record since July 7th. Only Milwaukee at 24-4 has a better record. And a big reason why, their bullpen has been absolute nails. A 2.26 ERA since July 7th. And that's without Emmanuel Clase, who was placed on the restricted list back on July 28th. They're playing some awesome baseball. I think the scary part right now for the Guardians, Steven Kwan is 6 for 36 with 1 extra base hit and 5 strikeouts in his last 8 games. And Jose Ramirez is 2 for 25 over his last 6 games. For the Marlins, I it was a cool moment today with Clayton McCullough. He was actually a former draft pick of the Cleveland Indians at the time in the 2002 draft. He was a 22nd round pick. So it was a cool moment. We got some sound we'll play during the game of Clayton on this organization. But for his team in the Miami Marlins, they've lost 6 of their last 8 after a 5-game win streak. It was a tough 5-game stretch for the Marlins in Atlanta. And we talked about this on the broadcast. It was the middle innings, and I consider the middle innings 4 through 7. In the 4 losses to the Braves, Atlanta outscored Miami 24-8. Whether that's third time around, whether that's their bullpen, that is an issue, and that will be the story, I think, in this series against the Guardians. Guardians have good starting pitching. They've got outstanding bullpen arms. I think for the Marlins, the key to this series, score early and hold a lead early to try to avoid any sort of getting behind in this game and seeing the Guardians' arms. It's very similar to what we saw in the San Diego Padres. Now, the good news for Miami, they have won 8 of Jansen Junk's last 10 appearances and 9 starts. Junk is 6-2 with a 4 ERA over that stretch. And the best part, Miami is averaging 6.4 runs of support in Jansen Junk's 10 starts. Marlins, they are 6 games back of a wild card spot, 43 to go. And what will be key to a bounce back? Clayton McCullough, he has your answer. He'll sit down with Jack McMullen next. We're back in 6:40 first pitch. Game 1 of this 3-game set right here from Progressive Field in Cleveland, Ohio on the Marlins Radio Network.
You needed some more production, and then you turned it into guys who are going to be now producing when you need them to.
1-0 pitch. Augustine lines into right field. That's in on a hop for a base hit. X rounding third. He's coming home. White's throw going to the plate. A little bit offline and just a touch late. And X comes in to score standing up from second. With 2 men gone, it's an RBI single for Augustine Ramirez, and the Marlins on the board again. It's 6-2 in the top of the 4th. Opposite of Texas's concern with him. They thought that he was going to be in an insane amount of pain.
Yeah.
Pitch to X. That one stung past the dive of the second baseman. Albies into right center for a base hit. Myers will score from second base, no problem. And Xavier Edwards got to 300 last AB. This time he pushes to 301. Afternoon, getaway day at 1:35. Jen Powell calls balls and strikes. 3-1. That one sprayed into left field, down the line. Long run for Profar. He's still moving. That drops in. It's a fair ball. Hernandez was drifting towards third. Now he gets the run around home, and the throw coming home is late. That was a line hunter. Profar is explaining to the third base umpire, Chris Guccione, that he thought it bounced to the right of the chalk, or the left of the chalk, I should say. Yesterday has hit the skids a bit for his last few games. And the 1-2, that one cracked into right center. That is in for a base hit. That's going to keep on rolling for a while. Marcy around third. He comes in to score, and that's Major League RBI number 2 on hit number 3 from Troy Johnston. Stretching Cappy maybe 10 pitches further than you would if you were on 4. 0-1. Hernandez lifts that one high in the air, out to left and deep. Profar is back at the track. It is gone into the Marlins bullpen. Big Bert again.
WernerHoffman.com. Let's win this together.
Great to have you aboard here on a Tuesday night from Progressive Field, home of the Cleveland Guardians, one of the hottest teams in baseball. Will take on your Miami Marlins over the next 3 days. Steven Strom, Jack McMullen, and Gabby Sanchez, Fox Sports 940 Miami. Listen to your Marlins on the go. Download the iHeartRadio app and make Fox Sports 940 your top preset to listen to every Marlins game this season. Marlins lost 4 out of 5 in Atlanta. Our very own Jack McMullen got a chance to catch up with the skipper, Clayton McCullough, on a key to a successful series against these Cleveland Guardians.
Thank you very much, Steven. You're with the skipper of the Fish, Clayton McCullough, ahead of Game 1 of the Marlins and the Guardians at Progressive Field in Cleveland, Ohio. This is the first time I've ever been at this ballpark. This is a really nice ballpark, and it gets loud. Steven mentioned it during your media availability. You came up through the Indian system at the time, but do you have any memories of maybe your Dodger days coming to this ballpark and seeing this, raucous crowd?
You know what, honestly, in 4 years I was in the big leagues with LA, we only made one trip here. I think it was a couple years ago, and I remember it raining quite a bit, which I think is fairly normal for the summertime here. So I hope that's not the case. They have done some even nice renovations since then. They updated the bleachers and a lot of the stuff in the clubhouse. So yeah, it's a good place to come.
100%. It was a tough weekend in Atlanta, and you guys dropped 4 out of 5. You had the off day in Cleveland yesterday. When you walked into the clubhouse today and you got your first interaction with all your guys, do you feel like there was just a hard reset yesterday and you're ready to go today?
I think our guys, I believe, are going to be ready to bounce back. I mean, you watch them just come out and do their work as normal, go through the advanced work and the preparations like we normally have. I think they were, we all were frustrated with how the games in Atlanta turned out from a wins-loss perspective. And I mean, it's like, what are you going to do about it? It's like what's done is done, and now we got to come out here, starting today against a very good Guardians team who's playing well, and just try to win moments and control the zone offensively and make plays behind Junk tonight on the defensive side of things.
We've got 10 Major League days of Jacob Marcy under our belt at this point, and it feels like each day that passes, we're more and more impressed with what this guy is doing. What's jumped out to you about Jacob Marcy over his first 10 days in the big leagues?
With the calmness at which he's played, and he's played. I swear, he's played very aggressively. Like, we've seen him on the bases in Atlanta, get some things going and steal some bases, make some plays defensively. But he hasn't really seemed panicked. He hasn't seemed let the moment kind of take too much out of him, and the at-bat quality really, each and every at-bat now you kind of see when he gets in there and he really has looked over the ball well. He's made good swing decisions, and he hit some balls hard. So I think what we've seen from Jacob is a young player that certainly believes that he can come and compete here, and hasn't let the moment or who he's facing anything, get him out of what he believes is going to be successful for him.
We're chatting with the Marlins manager, Clayton McCullough, out of Game 1, the Marlins and the Guardians. When we were playing Milwaukee, Steven made a really good point. It feels like that is the kind of brand of baseball that the Marlins are trying to just take bits and pieces of and maybe emulate in some senses. It does feel like the Guardians do a lot of similar stuff, and from afar you can use the same adjectives: gritty, pesky, annoying, whatever you want. When you watch Guardians baseball, what jumps out to you?
A lot of really good baseball players. And I say that like they do a terrific job with pitching, and they have now for a number of years of developing their own homegrown pitchers, and they also have skilled defenders and base runners. They use their athleticism well. They play aggressively. They put the pressure on the opponent to have to make plays, and understand that while year to year slug is probably not going to be their carrying tool, that there's other ways to create runs, stress opponents, and at the end of it, if you pitch and play sound defense, you're going to give yourself a chance to win a lot of games over the course of a season.
Is there a sense of we can't let Jose Ramirez beat us this week?
I mean, he's such a good player. I think that when he comes up and there's opportunities for him to cash runners in, it's not going to feel as great, with him in the batter's box. But also, even the guys who are the best, they do get out sometimes, and we have pitchers that with quality stuff that are just going to have to go execute at a really high level, and so certainly a good test. I mean, the switch hit and the contact ability, he's got power. He's just a really good player. This guy is a top 5 MVP candidate in the American League now, it seems, year in and year out. So it's going to be tough, but this is a good league. There's a lot of good players.
Clayton, last one for you. You see a trio of young, talented arms for them. It's Logan Allen tonight, a lefty, and then you go a righty, Gavin Williams, who took a no-hitter into the 9th in New York last time out, and then Tanner Bybee. The ERA looks a little inflated from the level of talent that he has. Where do you feel like the biggest challenge is for your side over the next 3?
I think the challenge is us continuing to know, like, there's no days off in the big leagues. Like, it's just unrelenting. It's one to the next, and you can't take anyone lightly. And now, certainly this series, you got Allen tonight, who can create, a tough angle for you with kind of the crossfire and the lower slot, and the fastball is going to play up. And what Gavin Williams, really he's had a really nice season, as he's gotten healthy and what he did last start. And then, they just. There's no days off in the big leagues, and you just have to approach each day and go in with what you believe is going to be the best way to try to stress that individual, try to score some runs, create opportunities. And if you create opportunities, then at least you're giving yourself the best chance to push through and score some points.
One of the few times you're not rooting for an East Carolina kid tomorrow in Gavin Williams, I assume?
Yeah, no, I'll root for Gavin other times, but not against us.
Makes sense. Clayton McCullough, appreciate it.
Okay, thanks.
All right, Stephen.
All right, yeah, Gavin Williams, what he was able to do a couple days ago, that better not happen. And sometimes that, when these guys go that deep into a game and you have that emotional, like, oh my gosh, am I going to have a no-hitter? He threw over 100 pitches. Sometimes that next start, you never know. But the task at hand tonight is Logan Allen, former FIU Panther. He debuted against the Miami Marlins. Some Florida connection, obviously grew up there. So we will get you ahead of the count with him and Jansen. Junk 640 first pitch right here on the Marlins Radio Network.
33% of the way there.
That's Hall of Famer.
Hit 333. 1-0 pitch. That one looped into shallow left field. Profar coming on. He won't get there. That drops in for a base hit. Hicks going to come in and score. Otto pushes to third. And Jacob Marcy drives in his 4th run at the major league level. This guy's 8 for 17 to open his big league career. And an RBI knock gets the fish on the board. They trail 2-1 at the top of the second. In the lead. 1-2. That one hit in the air, out to right center. That's deep. That's carrying well. Harris is back at the track. He leaps up. He opens the bullpen door, and that's off the wall. It caroms back into center. Wagaman pushes to third, and 2 runs come in to score. A 2-run triple for Wag Attack. Braves of yesteryear.
No.
3-2. That one hit well, out to right and deep, down the line. White on the move. He's looking up, and it's gone. Into the chop house, Graham Pauley. Back-to-back days with a homer. He's got 3 now as a Marlin, and this is a 5-run second. 2-run blast. 5-2 fish.
You needed some more production, and then you turned it into guys who are going to be now producing when you need them to.
1-0 pitch. Augustine lines into right field. That's in on a hop for a base hit. X rounding third. He's coming home. White's throw going to the plate. A little bit offline and just a touch late. And X comes in to score, standing up from second. With 2 men gone, it's an RBI single for Augustine Ramirez. And the Marlins on the board again. It's 6-2 in the top of the 4th. Trying to win it all again. Posada, slow roller right side. Beckett picks it up, tags Posada, and the Florida Marlins are world champions. The Marlins have stunned the Yankees, shocked New York, and this improbable team, improbable ride, they end up on top, winning in 6 games over the Yankees.
Drum on the Marlins Radio Network.
Back here at Progressive Field where the Marlins look to snap a little bit of a skid. They did lose 4 out of 5 against the Atlanta Braves, and they're also looking to slow down this steamrolling Cleveland Guardians team right now. 21-8. They are red hot right now. Logan Allen will go opposite Jansen Junk. Welcome in here to Marlins on Deck, Fox Sports 940 Miami. Steven Strom, hello, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with us. Nice off day yesterday in beautiful Cleveland, Ohio. Jack McMullen and Gabby Sanchez have your call. Jack will join me in the next segment, I think. Jansen Junk, 29-year-old right-hander, will get the ball for the 10th time this season. He'll make his 15th appearance. 6-2, a 3.97 ERA, 70 1/3 innings pitched, 50 Ks to 8 walks. He did take the win on Wednesday against Houston. It was his 6th of the season. He allowed 3 runs on 5 hits, 2 walks over 5 frames. After giving up 2 runs in the opening frame, he settled in for a scoreless next 3. The Marlins have won 8 of Junk's 10 appearances. He's 6-2 with a 4 ERA over that stretch. Marlins have averaged 6.4 runs per game. The sweeper's been the pitch for Junk. The opponent is hitting just 182 against that. It'll be his first career start against Cleveland. Clayton McCullough, what's the expectation with Junkster on the mound today?
We talk a lot about Jansen, which he has all year, his ability to fill up the strike zone. And he's going to continue to do that. And then also when you get into some opportunities, when you have some count leverage in your favor, you can just maybe execute a little bit better, get some pitches out of the strike zone, finish some guys a little bit better. And so expect that from JJ. I think, as he's shown all year, when he's had, an outing or two that performance-wise or statistically-wise weren't that great, he bounces right back. And so expect the same thing tonight. Come out, fill out the strike zone, and be very good at, evacuating when you get count leverage.
All right, Jansen Junk will go opposite Logan Allen, 26-year-old left-hander who will make his 22nd start of the season. Again, former FIU Panther. He debuted against the Marlins in April of 2023. A lot of Miami ties, a lot of Florida ties being born there. 7-9, a 3.96 ERA, 113 2/3 innings pitched here in 2025. Took a no decision on Tuesday in Queens, gave up 2 runs on 4 hits, 4 walks over 5 frames, 6 punch-outs. 51 of his 88 pitches were for strikes. And I got this note too. First pitch strikes to 12 of the 23 batters. So I think the key tonight for Miami, wait Allen out. And I had this number as well with his walks. I'll find it at some point, but we'll continue on here. Allen had pitched into the 6th inning in each of his previous 10 starts, 3.76 ERA in those 11 starts since June. He's 1-0 in his career against Miami. 3 earned runs over 12 innings of baseball, 2.25 ERA. Here it is. 34 of Logan Allen's 44 walks have come against right-handed batters. That is the majority of what is in Clayton McCullough's lineup today from the right side. Allen will feature a 4-seamer, a sweeper, a changeup, a sinker, and a cutter. He will throw all 5 of those pitches pretty consistently. We'll break here. We will get Jack McMullen on next. Got a bunch of storylines for him, the keys to victory and the keys to just getting back to Marlins baseball, what we've seen since June 13th. We're back in 2 minutes on the Marlins Radio Network.
Gone, and the 3-1 pitch. Augustine cranks out to left and deep. He didn't miss a stitch of it. Solo blast for Augustine, number 16 on the year. He got 98 over the heart of the plate and 112 on the way out.
All right, here's the 1-2. I got a question for you guys. That's ripped. Left center field and deep. Grisham going back. It's going. It's gone. Goodbye. Agustin Ramirez has hit his 2nd home run of the game in as many at-bats against his former organization, the Yankees. 2 solo shots. Have the Marlins up 2-0.
Why do these wins feel a little bit different against this team in front of this crowd?
I think it's just the atmosphere, for sure. Fans are making it feel like they're really special games, and I mean, we're playing good teams. These are the wins you need to get if you want to be one of those really good teams, and we feel like we are.
We saw 25 runs total yesterday between these two teams. You caught a shutout tonight. What separates Yuri from the rest?
I mean, I think he's just scratching the surface of what he could do. I think if you ask him, he didn't have his best stuff tonight, and that's just like a testament to how good his stuff is. I mean, he's going to compete like no other, and he's going to battle with what he's got, and I mean, he's got some crazy gifts.
What happened with the pitch comm? I saw you guys going back and forth.
Yeah, I don't know. He couldn't hear it. It wasn't working. It was only working every few pitches, so we had to figure that out. We were going to have to go old school if we couldn't figure it out.
How do you assess where this team is at right now?
I think we're just taking it day by day. I think everyone in that clubhouse knows how good we can be, and I don't think we're putting too much pressure on ourselves. I think we're literally taking it day by day.
¿Quiere extender internet? Velocidades reales varían. Velocidad se reduce después del uso de 30 gigabits por línea. Los límites de datos y los ahorros reales varían.
What a riveting off day yesterday in Cleveland, Jack.
It was good. I went to go see Weapons.
Did
New
you?
Film in theaters, yeah.
Okay. How was it? Give us the breakdown.
It was good. It wasn't great.
Yeah.
But it was good. I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a ton of, with all due respect, I mean, I'm going to Joakim Noah these people real quick. I mean, you know, I went for a leisurely walk with my wife.
I don't think many are coming here on vacation.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. We're back here at Progressive Field. It is a beautiful ballpark, and the Guardians are playing awesome baseball. They're 21-8. Marlins just lost 4 out of 5 against the Atlanta Braves. A couple of games under 500. I kind of want to open up with this, Jack, because I'm thinking the Marlins had this little bit of mystique about them coming into ballparks, and they were able to take advantage of maybe teams that didn't think they were that good.
Yeah.
Now you're starting to see, I think, after that Yankee series, it's like, okay, this isn't what we thought the Miami Marlins could potentially be in 2005. This is a good team. They've got a good lineup. They've got a good pitching staff, good bullpen. And now we're going to prepare for them like their record shows. Houston Astros and the Atlanta Braves. What do you think about that take?
I like that take a lot, and it feels like nobody's taking the Miami Marlins for granted right now, and there is an adjustment being made to the adjustment from the Miami Marlins. I mean, you saw at the beginning of the year, the Marlins kind of bottomed out at 16 games below 500. And at that point, it really felt like the Marlins had to make an adjustment. And guess what they did? They made an adjustment. And then guess what the league has done over the last week or so? When they saw they swept the Yankees at our place, I think the league was put on notice, and we were leading MLB Network. We were on SportsCenter every hour.
I know.
So at the end of the day, the league had no choice but to make an adjustment. And at the end of the day, I really don't think you're seeing aces skip starts against the Miami Marlins moving forward. We've seen that several times this year where it seems like arms are pushed back a day because it's like, oh, we don't have to worry about the Marlins.
Right.
We're going to go get somebody else. And guess what? We've been winning a lot of those baseball games. You're not going to see that. Garrett Crochet, I think, is lined up to throw on Sunday in Boston. You bet your asterisk that Garrett Crochet is throwing on Sunday in Boston. They're not going to call up a AAA guy because the Marlins have proven to be scrappy, annoying in the best way, and a very good Major League Baseball team. So now I think you're seeing good baseball teams make the adjustment. And we just saw a very good baseball team in the Houston Astros, one that could absolutely be playing deep into October and maybe even the front couple days in November. And we also saw a sleeping giant in Atlanta. I understand that their pitching is decimated. Ozuna's still in that lineup. Olsen's still in that lineup. Harris has been swinging the bat as well as anybody after the All-Star break. I mean, that's a good lineup that you ran into and an outright good team that you ran into in Houston. And I was talking to Clayton McCall a little bit after we did that sit down with him, and he said, welcome to the big leagues, man. Like, it's a test every single night. And you have Allen, Williams, Bybee. Then you follow with Giolito, Bayo, Crochet. Then you come home. It doesn't get easier. You're playing good teams. There's no break. Any night, there's no break.
And we heard that from Stephen Vogt, the Cleveland Guardians manager, when he was talking about the Miami Marlins. He said, look, you prepare for them 20 under, you prepare for them 3 under. This is the major leagues. They're a good team. You got to play good defense. They're going to run on you. What do you want to see Miami get back to this week, Jack, opening here tonight?
Honestly, seeing a lot of pitches. Like, it felt like there were 3-4 inning spurts at a time where the Marlins offense was not seeing as many pitches as what we've become accustomed to seeing. I do think that that's really important for this team identity. And I thought the best weekend of Marlins baseball that they have played this year was in Milwaukee. And if you've learned anything about the Milwaukee Brewers over the last 2 months,
oh my God, they don't lose.
They don't lose. They're the best team in baseball, and I think by far right now.
And the Marlins went to their place and took 2 of 3. And how did they do it? By forcing Freddie Peralta to throw 100 pitches through 5. Quintana, same deal, 100 pitches through 5. And Woodruff, he was flirting with 100 pitches through about 5 1/3, 5 2/3. So for me, I'm looking at them to try and grab that offensive identity again. We're pesky. We are going to wring the towel dry. We are going to really upset you on the mound.
That's Jack McMullen. I'm Steven Traum. Gabby Sanchez is going to join us here in a couple of minutes. Just got done doing the car wash. It is hot outside as we get ready for game 1 of this 3-game interleague set. I want to end on this, Jack, with Jansen Junk. And I got to give credit to Gabby Sanchez, who gave me a tremendous stat. He told me that the last 2 starts for Jansen Junk, when he gets 2 strikes, the opposition has a 1074 OPS. What does that tell you about what's going on with Jansen Junk?
Lack of a put away. Like that's what that tells me, right? 2 strike counts. They're really hammering him, so he's not getting out of the zone. And it takes a couple to tango here as Gabby busts out the napkin to wipe off his forehead. I love that. It's hot and muggy in Cleveland, ain't it, man?
I'm a little sweaty. It's just there's so much sweat going on right now.
But Gabby, correct me if I'm wrong. That tells me that he's doing 67% of the job here. And the other 33% is kind of falling by the wayside over the last couple. And what I mean by that is, what do these guys preach? They preach winning the race to 2 strikes, fill up the strike zone in no strike and 1 strike counts. When you get to 2 strike counts, you got to strike the ball, meaning you start your pitch within the strike zone and it gets out of the strike zone. They use the word evacuate for that, evacuate the strike zone. Jansen Junk has been very good at filling up the strike zone. He's got to get a little bit better at evacuating the strike zone with 2 strikes.
There's one pitcher that's better than him in the first 3 pitches to get to 2 strikes. Tarek Skubal. Wow. That's it. He's number 2 on that list in all of baseball, right? So that tells me he could fill up the zone very good. But then all of a sudden you get into that problem to where he doesn't have those pitches that he's throwing off. It's almost like he's still living in the zone. And not only living in the zone, but living in the zone in the middle part of the zone that's been getting hit. So what I would like to see from him is utilizing that slider, utilizing that sweeper, that curveball, kind of getting into that outside part of the plate, especially against righties, and getting it off. Because when you're throwing strikes consistently, it gets the hitter to understand, okay, I got to start swinging.
Sure.
Right? And I can't just live on one side either. I can't just live on the outside. I've got to be able to back guys on up, up and in. He has a fastball that can throw. It's 94, 95. Like, he's got some good velo and good life to it. Utilize that. Get guys off the plate, then go back out. Try to just use your pitches to be able to get the guys to understand it's not just one side. I'm going to mess you up here, but I can also go down and away.
Marlins have won Jansen Junk's 8 of his last 10 appearances. That's Gabby Sanchez, Jack McMullen. You'll hear them about 11 minutes. We'll break Expo questions, Steve's guarantee. Then we'll play some baseball. Marlins looking to break out of this little bit of a slump on the Marlins radio network.
And gone, and the 3-1 pitch.
Augustine cranks out to left and deep. He didn't miss a stitch of it. Solo blast for Augustine, number 16 on the year. He got 98 over the heart of the plate and 112 on the way out.
All right, here's the 1-2. I got a question for you guys. That's ripped. Left center field and deep. Grisham going back. It's going. It's gone. Goodbye. Agustin Ramirez has hit his 2nd home run of the game in as many at-bats against his former organization, the Yankees. 2 solo shots. Have the Marlins up 2-0.
Why do these wins feel a little bit different against this team in front of this crowd?
I think it's just the atmosphere, for sure. Fans are making it feel like they're really special games, and I mean, we're playing good teams. These are the wins you need to get if you want to be one of those really good teams, and we feel like we are.
We saw 25 runs total yesterday between these 2 teams. You caught a shutout tonight. What separates Yuri from the rest?
I mean, I think he's just scratching the surface of what he could do. I think if you ask him, he didn't have his best stuff tonight, and that's just like a testament to how good his stuff is. I mean, he's going to compete like no other, and he's going to battle with what he's got, and I mean, he's got some crazy gifts.
What happened with the pitch comm? I saw you guys going back and forth.
Yeah, I don't know. He couldn't hear it. It wasn't working. It was only working every few pitches, so we had to figure that out. We were going to have to go old school if we couldn't figure it out.
How do you assess where this team is at right now?
I think we're just taking it day by day. I think everyone in that clubhouse knows how good we can be, and I don't think we're putting too much pressure on ourselves. I think we're literally taking it day by day, just preparing for that day and doing whatever we can.
Great win tonight, Hixie. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Great to have you aboard here on a Tuesday night from the beautiful Cleveland, Ohio. Progressive Field here, Guardians and the Marlins. Game 1 of this 3-game set. Steven Strom, hello, everybody. Great to have you aboard here again. Off day yesterday. We missed Marlins on deck. Jack McMullen, Gabby Sanchez. Let's get to our Expo question very quickly here and get these guys back to the game. Our Expo question today, we had mentioned Clayton McCullough has special ties to this organization. He was drafted by the Cleveland Indians at the time. What year and what round was our skipper, Clayton McCullough, drafted by this organization? Make sure to vote at Marlins Radio. Ahmed, dial me up here. I got 2 Steve's guarantees coming your way.
Batter up. Batter up.
Let's play some ball.
First pitch is moments away. Time now for Steve's Guarantees.
Let's start with Eric Michael Wagaman. I told him today I like that short porch in left field for you. He said, I got to get that ball up. I said, you'll get that ball up. I like him to hit a home run today. I also like 3 walks from the right-handers in the lineup for the Miami Marlins, and there's a ton of them. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the 9 hitters for Clayton McCullough's offense are hitting from the right side. Logan Allen, 34 of his 44 walks to righties. Marlins have to see pitches, and I got proof. Jack McMullen said the same thing. What does he want to see the Marlins get back to? AB quality, seeing pitches, getting to that Cleveland Guardians bullpen. That's really good. It's really good. Don't get me wrong. But striking at Logan Allen early. Folks, I hope you got the itch for first pitch, because when we come back, Jack McMullen paints a picture. Gabby Sanchez, he's ready to rock. Starting lineups in first pitch is right around the corner. Thanks for tuning in to the Marlins On Deck pregame show. I'm Steven Strom. Let's flip the M together, Miami Marlins baseball. It is next on the Marlins Radio Network.
Stop by Sherwin.